There's a benefit. God, this is gonna sound so bad. There's a benefit somehow, some way, to a politician.
Welcome to Pull the Pin Already, a place where average veterans come to share their opinions on the world we live in. We can't guarantee you're going to like our opinions.
But we promise we're gonna enjoy giving them to you.
I'm Jim.
And I'm Mike. Let's pull the pin.
Let's do it.
It went so well. You just had to mess it up, man. Start calling you Nate, man.
Go.
So we're gonna do our own war room type. Just want to have
let's
topics to talk about.
let's just do a media update or I don't know, maybe just throw some stuff out there because I don't feel like talking about one thing. I just want to talk about everything.
There you go. So what do you have up for us first?
All right, I'm going to pull something out of the where is this? The meat factory, is this? Where's the beef? Stimulus plan. All right, now,
let me ask you something. Are you looking forward to this?
For what?
This stimulus money to come to you.
Oh no, I'm over that. I think we need to stop spending money. That's ridiculous.
Well, I disagree with you.
Of course.
Well, I mean, I can't disagree with you. That's the way you feel. That's the way you feel. But I'm gonna have a different approach to it. Yes, if money is going into Americans' pockets, I'm all for it. The only problem I have is jumping on your bandwagon. We're not gonna spend money going overseas.
Well, you know that's the problem.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't I was attacking it from a financial perspective first. We're already tremendously in debt. We're already looking at the dollar crashing. We're already looking at all this doom and gloom with our money, and you want to print another $1.9 billion or whatever is it, $1 trillion?
Yeah,
trillion, right?
Yeah, but keep in mind we're not giving the Americans everything that to me we should. Some of that 1.9 trillion is going to, what do you call that, pork spending?
Oh yeah,
right? It's going to other programs or whatever that has nothing to do with stimulating the economy.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you gave me the choice to print more money and put us in debt, and pay us so that we get us out of where we're at, or what they're going to pass, then of course, there's no way. There's no way we can expect this bill is not going to be filled with pork and overseas money to fund kids with one left ear and one right ear or whatever.
Well,
I don't know
see, I think that's a part of the problem though when you use that word expect. The expectation. Why is it not us, as Americans, our expectation for them to spend money on us for a change rather than others? Or whatever these lobbyists have convinced politicians to, put in these little earmarks, for their corporations or whatever. I'm like, why? Why don't we expect that? You know what I mean?
Well, we do expect it. That's the problem, because they've been doing it for years. They've been doing this stuff for years, and people don't care as long as they get their $600 or as long as they get their.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Right.
They shouldn't. We shouldn't. It's like, way back when in the first stimulus, I said they should give every American, adult American, that is, $10,000.
Sure.
$10,000. It would have come out, and not every, like my kids, they don't need it except for the ones in college. But if you name someone who couldn't benefit from $10,000 for those 2 months, those first 2 months, it would have stimulated the economy. You know what I mean? Because they're not going to just put it in a bank and leave it there. So I'm like, why? Why do they have to add all of these little things? So that's why I said no one cares. Well, that's what you said, because they're happy with the $600 that they got.
Yeah, and then that's what if they sat down and they said, well, if we didn't send money to Afghanistan for their gender studies, and we gave that to us, that could be 10 grand. If I told people, you have a choice, $600 and we can support gender studies in Afghanistan, or we'll give you $10,000 and nothing to Afghanistan, what would you pick?
Huh?
Right, but nobody's given a choice.
Right.
They're not given a choice. They're told, hey, we got $600 for you. Holy cow. And $15 minimum wage. But nobody cares because they're getting their $600. They're not given that choice. And politicians have been doing these earmarks for years. And that's why Nancy Pelosi's famous. I'm going right back to it. You got to pass the bill to find out what's in it. And we accept that. We literally have accepted that.
Let me ask you this: both sides of the aisle, all sides of the aisle, whatever. It's like 3, 4 parties, let's say. So,
Really?
yeah, I know. How many politicians, just ballpark figure, would you say you really believe read the bill before they vote for it?
Personally, none. Personally, none. I don't think any of them do. Now, do I think that they're smart enough to have people on their team reading the bill? Yes. I believe that may be happening.
That's perfect. I would agree with you. So how many people do you think actually do that?
That's
I'm going to
tough
go
to
out on a
me.
limb and say at the most 10.
10%? Or you just...
Ain't no way. Ain't no way 10% of them do that. No.
Well, see, here's a caveat to that. Because somebody's writing these bills. So there's a good possibility that if I want pork in this bill, I wrote it. So I may not read the whole entire bill, but I've read the bill or the pork part that I put in because I wrote it or my guy wrote it. So that's tough. Like, when you say read it in its entirety, probably none of them still. I mean, maybe somebody was trying to prove a point, but sometimes they're given the bill, an hour or 2 hours before they're supposed to vote on it? Like, what? So I think that's a tough question to answer because if they all have some pork in it, they've all read some portion of it.
So if you were in that position, hypothetical, if you were in a position, would you vote on something you didn't read
Oh, hell no.
Or have that team?
Oh, hell no. If I had that team of people reading the bill, even if I said, okay, you read the first 100 pages, you read, and then report back to me, we come together and we put together what this all says. If I had to do that and the ability to do that effectively without questions, I mean, clearly you can have questions and those need to be answered. I still wouldn't vote for the bill until I was 100% sure this is exactly what my people that voted, my constituents or whatever you want to call them, want. There's no way I'd be voting for it.
I'm right there with you. I just want to see if we're on the same sheet.
Caveat. How many times have you read a end user license agreement before you clicked OK, install on my phone?
Right here.
You've read one?
Yep.
All of them?
Yep. No. What was your question?
How many times you read one?
I just raised my hand and said, yep. You said you read one? Yep. And you said,
now I'm asking. No.
Hey, once I tortured myself and read that one, I said, oh, hell, never again.
Right. But in all fairness, too, some of them things are written in like legalese and you can't even understand it.
That's true. That's true. But I'm sorry. I just can't give them a pass like that. I just can't.
No. Well, it wasn't the pass on the politicians I was giving. It was the human behavior of we're used to it.
Yeah.
We're used to just accepting the agreements. And then when we get burnt, like, no. Oh, yeah, it's right here.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can. You can sell my information. Oh, my bad.
I signed saying, yeah, I agree.
Right.
Yeah,
But don't worry about it. You don't have to sell it because I'm going to put it on Facebook and LinkedIn anyway. So
yeah, there was a group that did a study on that also, where they were giving away free phones and told people, all you have to do is sign right here. You agree to our terms, and 99% signed it.
Yeah.
And then they stopped them, of course, and said, listen, this is what you signed, saying that we can take your information and create an account in your name, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, because
Right.
Yeah, that's good.
Right. And I can almost stand for some of that. Like there has to be some reasonable expectation of trust.
Right.
There has to be some. Like I can't think out of all of my all the phones and apps that have been out there, somebody hasn't read one.
Yeah.
So you'd think that somebody's read something and pointed it out. So we can't all be moronic zombies. Somebody must have said it. So we kind of take this level of trust that, okay, just like a bank. Like when bank hands you money, you don't have to swipe it with the marker, do you? Because you kind of have a trust that the bank's not going to hand you a counterfeit 20.
Yeah.
But you know how funny that would be. I'm going to do that one day. I'm going to go in and get like $2,000 in tens, and I'm going to swipe them all.
Yeah.
But anyways, right there in front of them. But that's what I'm saying. You have to have some level of trust. Mm-hmm. And I think that trust has been abused by making terms of service so long. And, so this stimulus plan, these bills are the same thing.
Right.
They're so long, like 6,000 pages. Even if you wanted to read it and could understand what you're reading, I mean, that's like 3 days work.
Yeah, but you can't do that in a time. Well, depends on your life. But it's hard to do that every single time on every single bill with the amount of time they give you to vote on it.
You know what I could do? I could read all that on the beach in Cancun.
Hey, you'll have help with Senator Cruz.
I'm
As,
telling you.
as long as it's a winter storm in Texas, you know what I
Right,
mean?
right. Well, why else would you go to Cancun?
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, summertime. No,
Duh.
no, I go to Hawaii for that. But okay, what's next?
Oh, did we reach a resolution there? Stimulus? Yes, no.
uh,
Yeah.
what's the last thing that you heard as far as when it's coming out?
Soon.
Yeah.
Friday, I think. By Friday,
Let me ask you this:
that would
since
be
we're on it, why do you think it's what do you think is holding it up?
pork.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
And it's not the pork that we need to take out. It's how much pork I get to put in since you put pork in.
Yeah, exactly. Well, if you get
Yeah.
this, then I want to get this over here. You know, that's
Right.
all it is.
And who suffers from that?
The American people.
And who's the idiots that keep signing the user agreements without reading them?
Ooh. Next topic.
Hey, and moving on to that, we have Biden cancels Trump's Operation Talon program that targeted sex offenders living in U.S. illegally.
I don't know much about this one.
Well, we don't even have to know much. Let's just break
Right.
down that title right there.
Right,
So
right.
Biden cancels Trump's Operation Talon, okay?
Right.
So first of all, right off the bat, Biden is canceling something Trump did. All right? So there might be some bias there, might not be. Maybe it just
Right.
didn't make sense. Operation Talon, a program that targeted sex offenders living in U.S. illegally. Okay, so right there on the surface, targeted sex offenders living in the U.S. illegally. So they're already illegal and they're sex offenders.
And this Operation Talon was supposed to what? Get them out the country?
It targeted them. So
Right.
let me put my perspective in this.
Okay.
Using the word targeted means that that's not what this Operation Talon was just about. So it's a little deception there to me because it's targeted sex offenders, which means it's not about sex offenders. Maybe I'm wrong because I'm not great with words in English because obviously I can't even speak English myself half the time.
I don't know, but he did talk on that. But go ahead.
So you're going to make me speak more English. It just sounds to me like the way the titles or the article's written, without even reading into it, that there's probably a bias on both sides of this. So, on its surface, for what you're reading, does this look like a smart thing to do?
No.
Right, on its surface. Clearly, we'd have to know what more Operation Talon was about. And I do remember, I believe it was Operation Talon, where they had a whole bunch of child sex offender arrests. Remember they were doing that? They had a whole slew of them. Media wasn't even reporting on it because Trump said a bad word or something. So it went under the radar. So why do you think Biden would be canceling it?
I would put it up there with that's one of the first things he did with the trying to garner more Hispanic votes for the next term.
So you think this is to protect or get or to what do they call that? Cater to the illegals,
Yeah.
Hispanics?
Yep.
So the illegal Hispanic sex offenders.
Yes.
Because I don't know any illegal Hispanics, or there is Spanish in my family. I'm not going to confirm or deny if there's illegal Spanish in my family, but there is Spanish in my family, and I don't know any of them that condone sex offenders.
Well, no, me neither. But you don't have to.
Oh.
One thing I've learned when it comes to politics, if you pander to that base, that little bit will just trickle out. That he was helping blacks, or he was helping he was supporting gun rights. It doesn't have to be the full thing, but just a little portion seeps out.
So you think the sex offender part would be dropped?
Yes.
Huh.
Yes. And then just focus on the illegal. He stopped a program that was targeting illegal immigrants.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that that's definitely a tactic and probably has been used before. I don't know, man. I mean, well, maybe it's another user or end user agreement scenario. What are six offenders? No, not six, seven offenders living illegally.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. I just I don't see that slipping through a lot of Hispanic community. I mean, that would sound to me like you're telling me Hispanics are too stupid to figure that out.
Well, we say that about Americans in general, don't we?
Good point, but they're probably here illegally, so they're not really Americans.
True. Okay.
They're smarter. They read the end user agreement.
Yeah. So on the
Like,
surface, how do you take this?
well, right off the, I think the first part says it all. I don't think it matters what they're doing in Operation Talon. It's because it was a Trump thing.
Yeah.
Biden's trying to erase Trump. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just that simple.
Okay. I can agree.
So, oh, good. Then we're going to move on for that. All right.
Okay.
Student loan, 50,000 debt relief. Why would Biden be against this?
Because Mike James doesn't no longer have a $50,000 college or student loan. That's why. Man, I wish. But then again, if I still had it, he wasn't going to do anything about it. So
So
I
let's
think
dive. Go ahead.
one is he never agreed to it. He never spoke on it, as far as I can remember. Um, and maybe some lobbyists got to him. That's the best I can
Yeah.
say. So that's going to, bankrupt a lot of people.
I remember seeing the video when the lady asked about it, and he's just like, no, I didn't agree to that.
Right.
I remember seeing it. He was pretty firm about that. But I want to talk about what it's about to begin with. When you read that, $50,000 debt relief, what does that mean?
You're going to give a pass to people who owe money.
Are you? Or are you going to use American taxpayer dollars to pay colleges?
I don't know.
That's the question.
I'm looking at the students or former students or whatever. I'm
Yes.
looking at them. They're going to get a relief. Now, how it's going to be paid, I don't think you really need to ask that question. We all know taxpayers are going to pay for it.
Right. So
But
that's what they're asking.
Once again, going back to the stimulus, they don't care.
But you might care because you just mentioned it. You just mentioned it. You no longer have a loan, and now you're going to use your tax dollars to pay somebody else's loan.
Here's a sweet thing to that. And I'm going to say it just like I did with the stimulus plan. As long as they are paying money going to go overseas and help other people in other countries, I don't have a problem with this.
Well, I agree. I agree.
Okay.
But see, that's a different problem to me because if we resolve that problem, we probably have enough money for universal health care. We probably have enough money
Yeah.
for all Americans. Yes, even some of the
So
illegals. We could
so are
probably.
you saying that if we resolve that problem, we will have enough money for possibly America?
Yes, and I agree. If we could
Wow.
tackle that problem, I do agree that there's plenty we can pump into this country.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think it's deeper than just a simple problem, though, because there's a lot of foreign interest embedded in our country. So I think tackling that problem is going to be very easy. Because even like I said, with the illegals in my I mean, I'm not the illegals, the immigrants in my family.
You're going to be getting some calls, man.
With the immigrants in my family, I have seen firsthand how they come here, they make the money and send it home. Like I see how they do that.
Right.
So they already have an invested interest in coming here. Not that they're not earning the money, but they're not keeping the money here. They're not putting it back into our system. So they're taking. Now imagine the rich people from other countries doing the same thing, but they have the ability to do it at higher levels.
Well, yeah. I mean, one thing I always respected in some other countries, you and I can't go over to certain countries and outright own land,
Hmm.
own a business. McDonald's can go over to some of these other countries and it has to be a citizen from that country who owns 50% of that business
Right.
or 51%. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But here in America, they can come here. People from that same country can take all of that money they made. Let's use McDonald's as an example. Take all of that money, come here, start a business, and they reap the rewards from such. All of the rewards. They don't have to share it, let's say, with an American. I think that's wrong. I really do.
So-
I think it's wrong.
Well, I will agree with you. Why do you think we do that?
There's a benefit. God, this is gonna sound so bad. There's a benefit somehow, some way, to a politician or to politicians.
Sure. I'm sure there's some backdoor deals going on there. I mean, but why are American people accepting this?
I don't
I mean-
think most Americans know.
Oh.
Seriously, do you really know who the owner of that fast food restaurant or restaurant you go to, do you know who the owner is? Besides, it says McDonald's or it says Outback or whatever. Do you know who the owner is of that franchise?
Yeah, you're right. Probably not. Most people
Yeah,
probably don't know.
yeah.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
if you notice, like they'll have a label up there, or label or some post up there, something that says owned and operated by Jim C Productions or whatever LLC. So that would be you, right? But I'm just
Right.
looking at it like McDonald's. But you're the one that
Yeah.
owns that franchise.
Well, and we already know too. Wealthy people have what do they call those dummy companies set
Yes,
up everywhere, and bank accounts and they know all
right.
the tricks. They've got access to all that stuff to keep their money and hide their money.
Yep.
So we already know they have that. The common person doesn't have that,
Right.
but these wealthy people do. And that was my point. Is that I don't know. We're getting off the debt relief, but let's just say we can't get rid of that. Let's say we can't get rid of all the foreign aid in the country as it is right now. You would be okay with paying off student loans?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
I'm not going to take your side on that. I don't believe that. I
You
think
don't
if you
believe what?
chose, I don't think I should be paying off anybody's student loan. That's a contract you made. You made that. You agreed to borrow this money to pay for your degree, whether it was going to work or not. You did that. And I paid mine off, and I didn't go to a big college and take out a
Wow.
$50,000 loan. So I'm not paying for it.
Everyone does the same thing. Man, why do you inject yourself into the conversation and make it personal? And the reason why I say that is this: I can't look at just this student loan debt relief without looking at some type of relief given to overseas foreigners. I can't.
Right. Well, that to me is you're sticking. But right now we have a $1.9 trillion bill coming out that's going to have money to foreigners.
Right.
So do we pay another $50,000 in debt and student loan for everybody else?
For me, this should have been in that bill.
Sure, and take out some of the other money. We've already accomplished that, Mike. We
Right.
both agree that if we move some money from overseas into America, then I don't care if you pay everyone $50,000 and they can choose to pay off their student loan debt.
Right. So now, as it is, we're not going to solve the, giving money overseas to foreigners. So, okay, I'm still with taking care of Americans.
Yeah, I get that, and I'm for taking care of Americans. I just don't think it should be at my expense because nobody paid off my debt. Now listen, like I said, there's
Okay.
other solutions. Like I said, if you're willing to give every American $50,000 and they choose to pay it off their student debt, are they going to do that?
Heck no. Not
Hell
every.
no.
Some of them will. You know, some of them will. At least half.
Right, right. So what are they going to do? So they went and created that debt, and they want somebody to take the responsibility away from them. You know, I would rather them say, we'll give $50,000 to every homeowner to pay off their mortgage, and if you don't own a home, we'll give you $50,000 to put down on a home.
Why
That
would
to me
you
makes
agree
more
with
sense.
that though? Why? You
What do you
you
mean?
elected to buy the house, pay for the house. Why should the government come in and give you money for the house?
Exactly. Now you got it because they
Okay.
shouldn't, and they shouldn't pay for my damn
Well, you
student
just
loan
said
because
you'd
I
rather
created
them
it.
do that.
No, that was just to walk you into that answer.
No, he wasn't to walk me into nothing.
I'm saying I'm not paying for anybody's student loan debt, some gender studies course that they took at some high-end college that they didn't need.
I'm
While they
saying,
probably had frat parties and drunk and got drugs and got all that stuff, and then I'm supposed to pay off their... No, ain't happening.
I'm saying, if you have money to pay for people in Iraq, Afghanistan, or any other foreign country, I'm
I
like,
agree
you
with
have
that.
money to pay for Americans. Plain and
If
simple.
you can solve that, Mike, I will pay. If you can solve that, then we can do exactly what I did just say. Give everybody X amount of dollars, let them figure out how to pay off whatever they want.
Then why is it that that's not your concern, though? You're
Because
more
it's not going to
concerned with
happen. I'm not
You wanna
getting
know,
money.
you want to know why it's not going to happen? Because of people like
Wow.
you.
Whatever. Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't call me a racist yet. Is
No,
it
it's
because I have
coming.
illegals? I mean, immigrants in my family?
It's coming.
All right. So what I'm saying is there's a distinction between somebody else getting money and me not. And where I paid for my student loans, I paid them just like you said. You paid yours off. Where's that money that you paid off? It's gone. You can't get that money back.
Right, I got that, but I'm good with that. I'm good with that. My whole
You're good with
point
that?
is, yes, I'm good with it. I paid mine off.
Oh.
I won't get that
I,
$3,000 back. But I'll be upset about it, but not at people who do
no.
receive the relief.
I think you're creating more entitlement, and I think that's a dangerous slope to go down. Like I said, if it was fair across the board, everybody got money, and they chose to use theirs to pay off their debt, more power to you.
Hey,
But
you
you're
know what?
creating entitlement.
I will side with you on that. I will. Believe it or not, I'll side with you on that and say, you know what? Maybe we should just give everyone $10,000, a $10,000 check every year.
Bam, there you go.
You know what I'm saying? You're an
Right,
American, damn it. Here, $10,000.
right.
Tell me that will not stimulate the economy.
Well, there's a lot of things that'll stimulate the economy, but that's not what they're interested in.
You're right. Okay, next.
So, all right. Why is Biden reopening the Kids in Cages facility?
Not doing it.
He's not doing it, or you're not
Nope,
doing it?
he's not doing it.
He's not doing it?
Nope, false reporting.
All
Fake
right, what's he
news.
doing?
He's
So
not
none of
doing
it's real?
anything. None of it's real. He's not opening up that. Texas, right? He's not
Yeah,
opening
it's in
up that.
Texas.
Yeah, he's not opening up that facility. I don't care
Is
what.
it,
Ain't no way in hell he would even touch that.
yeah, I'm not really sure what you're talking about, but is it because of the cold weather they just had? He didn't
That's
open it
right.
because of that? They gotta wait for the salt trucks to come? Like what? I
That's
don't
it.
know.
Hey, nobody could get over there to open it, man. So when did this happen? It had to be this
Because
week.
because the fact that you're saying he's not doing it, and I think this came from Alexandria Ocasio Cortez. I
Oh,
can't. I got
AOC.
yeah, I got Spanish in my family. I can't even speak any. But the fact that it came from her makes me think there is some truth to it because she's on Team Biden.
Oh, she's for it.
Well, no, not in her statements.
Oh,
So
she's against it.
yes, which I will give her props for. You know, as much
Wow.
people, I will give her props that she says it's never okay. So she thought it was wrong with Trump, and she thinks it's wrong now with Biden.
But
So I'll give her props for having a standard.
did she say it was wrong with Obama?
Probably not.
Oh, okay, I'm just asking.
She might have been too young then, though.
Yeah. Okay, but
Or
she's fair. Keep it in context of the conversation.
yeah,
She's fair. She's criticizing him about that, huh?
right. So
Wow.
there's still more to the story, though. I have to imagine. I have to imagine why is he reopening these things?
Maybe it's a. What if it's a treatment facility to take care of
Eh,
kids? They always like to throw kids out there.
right.
Yeah,
With cages.
yeah.
Yeah.
They got
Yeah. Now
cots.
I don't know where to go with this. Like honestly, I don't even know what to say about this because maybe they just need more space for all the immigrants they're bringing back that Trump deported.
So you think they're deliberately bringing people back over the border to America to go in the
Yes.
facility?
Yeah.
Or maybe they're just catching so many, and during the deportation process, they just need more room, more space, as you say.
Or maybe it's for the sex offenders that are here illegally. I
Touche.
mean, why not put them with the kids?
That's true.
What do you got to
That's
lose?
true.
You're not
That's
going to
true.
deport them.
Yeah.
Just put them in the cage with them.
Right. 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 Okay. I'll give you that one. Wow. I don't know. I don't
Well,
know why he would reopen that though. What
you
is
can't
it?
give it to me. You got to give it to Biden, not me.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't think he should have touched it. On the surface, like we say, these are just surface topics here. On the surface, I don't think he should have touched it.
Yeah,
Because
I would like to
no
see.
matter what you do, open it. It could be an emergency care facility. Who knows, right? But I'm not saying it's possible. But we know it's not. But let's say it was an urgent care facility. No matter what, you're always going to have the other side saying what? And no, he shouldn't have done this. Whatever. Trump did it, and he criticized Trump. So why is he reopening this? It doesn't make sense.
Right, maybe it's just like the opposite of Trump Day. Like everything Trump does, they do the opposite. Like I don't know, maybe that's what it is. There was a SpongeBob episode about that opposite day.
Yeah.
Maybe it's opposite day today,
If it really was, everybody would stay asleep.
unless they slept all the time.
No. Well, yeah, I guess so. Unless they always late. I'm not going down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
even
not
know
doing
where
it.
we're going with this. So whether it's true or not, it's a bad idea. It's
Yeah.
almost as bad, as half the things we're seeing in the media. But let's find out more. I think I have to find out
Well,
more
I
to.
think if like you say, AOC's criticizing him, so he's is reopening. So I like to see what they said on that.
Well, I'm not doubting it's reopening, but just because AOC criticizes somebody doesn't mean she has a clue what she's talking about.
Well, okay, that's, I'm not gonna defend that. Okay,
Yeah. So
you
I'm just
say that
saying
about
maybe
anyone, so okay.
maybe she's trying to stand for some principle, like she said it wasn't right with Trump. Now she's going to say it's not right with Biden, and she has no clue what any of them are either about. So maybe it's
Yeah,
a surface principle.
facility that everyone criticized Trump for, and now you're reopening it, and she's criticizing him for doing something that Trump did. I think I don't know. I have to applaud that.
Well, well, I'm definitely giving her credit but I don't think it's about Biden reopening it as much as it's about I already said these weren't good, so no matter who's reopening them, they're not good. So she's standing her ground on those
Yeah.
things, and to be honest with you, I guess what I'm trying to say is she may not have any clue what those places are, and she's just standing her ground regardless of who's saying it.
Wow, you really don't like her.
No, it's not that I don't like her. I've just seen so many times they're kids in cages, and then they go down to the southern border and they see these kids in these housing facilities with games and video games, and I don't know what cages are you talking about. And
Oh,
I know
okay.
they exist, obviously, but those are
Yeah,
temporary.
yeah.
Those are as they come across the border. What are you supposed to do with them?
Put
Like
them
have
in.
apartments lined
Yeah,
up for them?
you can build an apartment complex.
Yeah, hold on. Can you guys wait on the border there? We got a car apartment we need to build. Hold on. It'll be done in 10 minutes.
Glass one with carpet. The
Yeah,
carpet.
it's a 3D apartment building thing we got. So just let the printer finish. Like clearly we don't have enough facilities for all these people that are coming across because they're coming in droves. I mean, they're still coming.
Team
So,
politics. Yeah,
right.
team
You think
politics.
so?
Politics. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, in this
probably.
case, not with her, but normally it's team politics.
Yeah, no, I think she's just sticking to her guns on something she said and she's trying to pat herself in the back. Anyway, I'm not talking about AOC. I'm done with that. All right, let's move into what's next. Oh, our COVID
Oh,
update.
COVID update. Oh,
We
yeah.
haven't had one of these in a while.
Yeah.
Holy cow. So what do you got? Did the rain and ice take away COVID over there, or what?
Yeah, you really didn't see many COVID updates last week in here in Texas because of the, like you said, the rain, ice, and the snow. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? They canceled all the giving out the vaccines because of the ice. No one can really get there to give out the vaccine, and no one can get there to receive the vaccine. So they canceled a lot of that.
They hadn't figured out a way how to get it remotely.
No, no, they
Oh,
tried it on Zoom and Skype, but it didn't work.
oh, right, right, right.
Yeah,
Yeah, get your arm close to the
yeah.
camera.
But now that we have resumed some sort of normalcy, if you will, um, cases are going
You,
up.
you mean in Texas or?
Yeah, in Texas,
Oh,
you know, cases are steadily rising, but once again, the death toll is not rising like it did back in the day.
right. Well, that's been the trend anyway, because we
Yeah,
don't hear about deaths anymore. It's
right,
always about number of cases, number of cases. No, we've
right.
passed 500 million cases or whatever. I don't know what it is.
But do you
500,000.
realize no one's talking about the flu?
Of course, because it doesn't exist.
Yeah,
Because we're wearing masks.
yeah,
Had we
nope.
been wearing masks all those flu seasons, we would have never had the flu.
Yeah. I was like, wow, no one is talking about the flu during this whole time period.
Wait, I might have to stand corrected there. I think the mask is just for flu type A. You need two masks for type B.
Okay, Dr. Fauci.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, he says he's still in the news. I don't know what this guy's talking about. And I'm
Yeah,
gonna tell you, my COVID perspective is it's the same thing as Ben. I have no clue what's going on. I still have no clue. I see governors opening up states and people are doing things, but yet airlines are locking down things unless you have shots and
hmm,
well, I don't even know what's going on. Like every place is completely different, which I expect, or I would expect that in the beginning to treat every place as it deserves to be treated per the
right.
virus. But now it's like the government's saying one thing, but yet the local governments are doing something else, and I don't even know what's going on, dude. That's why
Yeah,
it's hard to update.
yeah,
I don't have a clue.
Hey, once I
Like,
saw them pack them airplanes again, I'm saying, man, how real is this? You know,
yeah.
how real is this fear of COVID? Just because you're wearing a mask, I'm like, nah,
Well,
something.
I'm going to make a prediction. I'm going to make just like when Biden said that when he came or before he or we didn't have a vaccine until he came in office. Remember he
Hmm.
said that? Even though they got pictures of him getting a vaccine before he came in office.
Right.
When he said that, I have a prediction. By next year, this time, Biden is going to say, we didn't have a virus last year. I guarantee it. Yeah. He's going to tell you COVID didn't exist in his administration.
Okay.
That's my prediction.
We'll
But we'll
see.
still do COVID updates
Yeah. All
because I'm
right.
sure they'll be somewhere.
Yeah.
All right.
Until the next pandemic.
Exactly. So we're going to move into our final segment,
Yeah.
mix it around a little bit. Either pull the pin already. Wait, I had to get that one. Hold on.
Oh my goodness, get that off the screen. Jeez.
Anyways, I know and I appreciate it, but we're going to move into pull the pin, or you could do person of the week, whatever you want to do. POW.
POW. Okay.
Which one you got?
Oh, I got POW. You know, keeping with the trend of Black History Month, because you know you only get a month. This one right here is near and dear to my heart. First cousin by blood, Val James. It's a book called Black Ice. He's the first American black born in America to play in the NHL. Black Ice, people, go get it. It's a good story. I posted a video of him doing an interview on Facebook. Well, he did an interview on Fox News, but it's it's a good read. Trust me. All right. I'm not saying that because that's my first cousin, but I'm proud of him. It's something like I said is near and dear, and I mean it this time, Jim, near and dear to my heart. But it's a good read. Go support the brother. All right. Thank you.
I'll be waiting for my copy because as an avid hockey fan, I don't know who he is.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And that's why I
Yeah.
said it's coming later. You
And
racist.
maybe the title of the book, Black Ice, when people think black ice, they think car
I
accidents.
don't want to read about that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's, maybe the title needs to be changed. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I recommend it too. Anything hockey, I recommend it. And anything during Black History Month that's black, right? Although,
Yes.
don't you realize you get cheated on extra days? Like they gave you the shortest month?
Don't you know we always throw a celebration in leap year? You didn't know that?
Oh, no. No, I thought you guys just had Kwanzaa. Like, I thought
Oh,
that was your only thing you had.
oh no, that's December. Okay.
Oh, man, I got so much to learn about this whole culture thing.
You were so
Um,
unwilling to learn. Jeez.
Yeah, I know. It's probably my whiteness. My whiteness is getting in the way of even
Yes.
accepting.
I'm so glad you admit it, brother.
Yeah,
I'm so
thanks.
glad you
Thanks.
admit it. Yeah.
Appreciate it,
All right,
man.
what
Yeah.
do you have, man?
I'm going to pull the pin on something I've already pulled the pin on, but I got to go back there because this experience just drove me bonkers. So I totally forgot that I had went to this big box store, super food place. I don't know, Walmart or something. I don't know what it is. But anyways, so the food market one, whatever. So I went there and I told you they were moving the registers. Well, this time is the first time I've been in there when the registers were removed. Okay?
Okay.
So I didn't notice it at first because I wasn't being very observant because I was so paranoid about having my mask and Nazis coming up and yelling or something. I don't know. But I went through, got some groceries, just half a basket, whatever. And I go up to the thing, the registers, and they're all self-service. But there's 4 ladies standing around to help me, I guess. I don't know. So I go up to my little register, and they've got enough room to start spreading out stuff. So I'm scanning stuff, putting it on, stacking it. Now, mind you, I am not qualified, not trained, not even remotely close to proficient at bagging my groceries because I've never done them this often. Like I've done occasionally small stuff. So these women are professionals that do this, and men. There's some men that do it too, but they're professionals at this. They get you in and out quick because they know what the heck they're doing. It took me twice as long to ring up and bag my stuff. And when I asked the lady, she's like, "Well, we can help you." I'm like, "Well, if you can help me, why don't you just have a register open?"
Mm.
I mean, and then I'm sitting there thinking, why do they do this? I mean, the big box stores made all the money during this pandemic. So why are they cutting registers and people? And then I'm like thinking, well, this can't be a COVID thing because I'm literally at the same station that I have no clue who was there before me. And I didn't see anybody wipe it down. So this isn't a COVID thing. It's a money thing, clearly, obviously. But it made me so mad that if you're going to help me bag my self-service stuff, then just open a freaking register and bag it. Just simple. So I'm done. I'm not going there again. I promise this time I will not go there again. Not even if somebody's paying my bill.
Wow.
Done with
That
it.
bad because you have to bag your own stuff. You're not going back.
Yes, it took me twice as long to bag my stuff. And it was just so confusing because I was like, scan, did that already scan? Oh, I don't know.
Have
I'm
you
going to
been
laugh
to
when people
Aldi?
just start, huh?
Aldi?
I've been there once. Yeah, probably why I didn't go back. Dude, call it what you want. You know what I mean? Like, you know how much work it was for me to put the stuff on the dang belt? I'm not bagging it too and scanning it.
Wow.
And then, well, here's another question. Let me ask you this, Mike. Do you think when you buy a gallon of milk, do you think you're paying the farmer that paid for the milk? What else are you paying for? Do you think cashiers are included in that? Now that price just rolls over into equipment. So now I've got to pay the price of the equipment instead of paying a cashier to do it.
Yeah, and then when you receive the price for the equipment, then you'll be paying for the price to maintain the equipment.
Right. Which is what I'm saying. If you're going to do away with cashiers, the price of the stuff, the goods should come down. But no, they said the price of the equipment now is probably higher. Done. I'm just so done. I'm so done.
Yeah, but this is America, man.
I know.
What
That's why I'm not going there.
when Americans make money? What's the number one goal? To
Make more money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
And who
capitalism.
suffers? Who suffers?
How are you? Oh my God.
Foreign countries. You
Okay.
just assumed I was talking about me. It's the foreign countries that are not getting our money. Pulling the pin on that one. No more Walmart, Food Mart, whatever it's called, super food, I don't know, whatever you call it. Not going anymore. I'm going somewhere somebody can bag, a professional bagger can bag my stuff for me.
There you go.
Done.
There you go.
All right. You got anything else to add to that? Because I'm going to close this out here.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed something. Come to our website, check it out, pullthepinalready.com. We're going to add more as we go. We're going to have so many resources for you, so many things, and we still have merch coming. I know everybody gets excited about that.
Oh, yeah.
Not quite sure, but everybody's going to get excited about our merch because, of course, it's the best. But that's my opinion. I'm biased. And until the next time, Godspeed.
Hey, and pull the pin. Black guys, baby. Go buy it.
Thanks for joining us here at Pull the Pin Already. We hope you had as much fun as we did. If you like what we do, go ahead and hit that like button and share this video with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss out on any of our future episodes. But most importantly, leave a comment below. Let us know if you agree or disagree with our opinions. Hope to see you here next time on Pull the Pin Already.